I wanted to share with everyone a piece of software that I found that would really help anybody that's running a lower end computer and is struggling with getting a big enough resolution to be able to see far enough. Obviously, in infantry, your resolution is how far you see. So zones that have bots and skirmish, USL League especially, you need a pretty large resolution to actually see what's going on without zooming. Obviously, if you're zooming, your rotation rate is drastically reduced and it just affects your aim overall. So the bigger resolution that you have, the better in many of these zones. CTF is really the only exception to this rule. You can see here, I'm running just a basic office computer. It's really terrible. It's like a Dell Optiplex with a built-in integrated video card. It doesn't have an additional third-party video card installed at all. So it's capable of running 1080, 1920 by 1080 resolution, running just on like an old TV. It's a flat screen TV. I think the TV is capable of 1080 as well, maximum. So now for the piece of software, so for like your fancy video cards, GeForce and things like that, they have their own built-in software, and oftentimes you can increase your resolution above the specs of the video card using their software. Like NVIDIA has software for it, and whoever, Radeon, they also have custom software. So this is more for people with just very basic computers like myself. So the piece of software is called the Custom Resolution Utility. This is going to be for people that have at least moderate computer skills, just because you'll probably turn on resolutions that you can't support several times, and you have to sort of turn your monitor on and off or restart your computer and things like that. But anyways, install the Custom Resolution Utility. And a good place to start is to figure out what your native resolution is. So you go to display settings, and it's going to be your recommended resolution here. That's your native display resolution. And it would be useful to know its aspect ratio also, but I don't think you necessarily need to. Just know your native resolution. Go ahead and open up your CRU or custom resolution utility. And right here is what's important. And what you do is you delete everything except your native resolution here. Go ahead and delete that. And then you can add custom resolutions here. Go down to other resolution here. And it won't let you type just anything. It's only going to let you type things that it will accept, even if those values exceed what you're supposed to be running. So first of all, you're going to need to know what numbers to play with. So you need a valid list of values. So go ahead and Google aspect ratio cheat sheet. I go down here in the cheat sheet, find my 1280 by 720 to 16 by 9 aspect ratio. And you just go up from there and find some other 16 by 9s and start plugging them in and see if you can run it. So what do we have? 2048 by 1152. All right, I can run that even though I wasn't supposed to be able to, right? All right, so that's basically the process for finding your max resolution that you can run. I actually recommend the 4:3 or 5:4 aspect ratio, because that means you can see the most amount of pixels up and down. It's not just a widescreen, because on infantry you'll notice you can see a heck of a lot more left to right than you can up and down. So I want something where I can see a lot up and down, right? So you can export your settings here at any time. It'll save it as a bin file. So I have one made here with my maximum ones. So you can see before I was only able to run 1920 by 1080 maximum. I was able to increase my up and down pixels here by at least 500. Or on the widescreen side, I was able to increase left to right and up and down by quite a bit. Okay, so once you have this all set up, go ahead and click OK. Then you're going to need to restart. So what this does, this states what you're doing. One last thing to check I forgot to mention, everything is set up based on your native display, so you want to make note of what hertz it's running at there, 60 hertz. I went to my display settings here, down to advanced display settings, and for whatever reason it was trying to run at 59.940, and that was messing everything up and giving me just black screens of death. So make sure it all matches up. 60 hertz here for your monitor settings, and 60 hertz here in your custom resolution utility, and then run the reset or reset 64, and that will initiate the changes on your display driver. So let's check out what we got here. I'm running at my nice reso where I can see a lot top to bottom. And hopefully my recording is picking this up, but you can see an entire base quite easily. Go down to see all of A7 in one picture. I had to think about what base that was because I'm used to the hallway being long. I'm like, wait, it doesn't even look that long. Yes, so anyways, huge advantage in the game, huge advantage versus bots, especially in zones like IOs and EOL. You can snipe them without even zooming and stuff, and their AI is so dumb they won't even come and get you at all. Now about a little bit of troubleshooting, because it did take me several times to get this right, to get my settings right, to where it worked. So if you get a black screen after you try to restart, then just try turning your monitor off and turning it back on. And you should at least get your display back, even if it didn't properly save the settings for it to apply to infantry. And it can get quite frustrating, but if you're patient and you're willing to take like part of an afternoon, you can get a huge boost in your visibility on maps, and it's really worth it. If you really screw things up and your computer boots onto a black screen, like after it restarts, all you have to do is start your computer in safe mode and do reset all, and that's going to reset your display settings back to the default, and then you can reboot your computer. So reset all and then restart to apply it actually, and reboot your computer out of safe mode, and you'll be back good to go. I assure you, it's not going to permanently destroy your computer. It just takes a little bit of trial and error to get it right. I hope this helped. Thanks.